Welcome, guys. Wanted to hop on here. Uh, as usual, talk dogs, and anytime I do this, hoping that it'll help someone. I'm hoping that it'll educate. All right. So let's get right to it. We are talking about first and foremost. I'll give a bit of a analysis of the dogs that I have in the kennel right now. I only have two until the end of the month. Um, took my family up to Upper Michigan, Marquette, Michigan, and we the start of the UPT 200, which is a dog sled race in which you can qualify for the Iditarod. So it's an Upper Peninsula 200-mile dog sled race, and we saw part of it. It's really cool. They put snow out into the main street. They put snow on the street, and dogs start from there, and they go down middle of the street, and super cool. Kids loved it. I loved it. Family loved it. It was great. So that being said, that's why I don't have dogs coming until March. But that being said, I do have two dogs that I would talk about. Number one is Mr. Pig. If you've been following me, he is a Lhasa Apso, and he is about 11 months old. And I would say he's very assertive dog. So dog that needs boundaries. So dog that needs structure. Otherwise, he will want to take more space than who's not as submissive. So I have that, Mr. Pigs. He is coming along. We're doing. I got a lot of time to spend with now, so we're doing some different stuff. But I want to concentrate on impulse control with him, because for young dogs and for dominant young dogs, they need a lot of impulse control work. And what I mean by that is they can fall into being a reactive dog by being allowed to do what they want when something is when anything is going on, and they decide to be assertive about it. So for example, today I had to clean his kennel, so I put him on a place command, which is just a bed that I like to put dogs on, and they stay there, so that they again can learn to control their impulses. But and I'm doing my thing. I put them on their bed. I tell them to stay, and I'm cleaning, preparing food, and just looking around, doing chores, tasks. And again, a lot of dogs will try to get into things. Will try to interrupt doing certain things, and also overall make what they want their priority, or the priority. And a lot of dogs can slip into some really bad habits and fears and reactivity, if you allow. So we put them on the bed, and we clean and their thing. I think it benefits every dog, no matter how old. You can argue, 3 months, 4 months, probably where any under that is. I mean, you still help dogs control their impulses in many different ways, or puppy for that matter. But that young, but when it starts a little bit more serious is around that 4-month age. And again, it does really well for their need to control, which is a lot of the reason dogs puppy bite in general. People see it as they're just puppy, but they're not. They're learning. They're learning how much they can get away with very soon, very early. And so pay attention. So that's going to do really well for Mr. Pigs. Call him Mr. Pigs because he's snorty. He's very snorty, and he has a short snout. Very snorty. But yeah, he needs a lot of impulse control work. It just makes him more adoptable if he can just become calm and not have to be involved in every um, at his own decision. So too many decisions, too many freedoms too soon for a dog can really bring out the worst in them. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're doing with Mr. Also we'll help him through being not being so dominant as far as other dogs go. You know, he wants to pee everywhere. He wants to hump. He wants to just play dominantly, and we're putting him through that as well. Time I bring in a new dog, he has to control his impulse, not to want to right away go up to that dog and want to figure something out. You know, that's what impure dominant dogs do. They have to go over there, and then when they go there, they have to be a little pushy, a little bit jerky, a little bit try and see. They're trying to figure things out, and there's a need for that. And if I can get him to relax in those situations, then it helps him again be much more adaptable, much more social, moving forward. All right. Now we just got a new dog. His name is Sir Duke. He's a German Shepherd. Said to be around 2 or 3. However, looks and acts like he's a 1-year-old, 1.5-year-old tops. I mean, this dog does all the behavior that a puppy would do, including biting arms, biting feet, biting hands, jumping on owners, and then he doesn't lift his leg to pee yet, which isn't necessarily a puppy exclusive thing, but certainly dogs who are young, they do. It takes them some time to lift their leg to pee. All right, those of you who are watching, feel free to ask any questions that you like. The dog training Q&A, but I also discuss the dogs that are in my kennel. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to interrupt me with them. And dog behavior questions, it's totally fine. All right, so check it out. The topic is dog fighting. Okay, and I in particular dog in the home. These are for people who have dogs who are fighting inside home, and I want to give you guys some tips. I want to give you guys some reasons, and I want to give you guys some things to look out for and to learn, so that you can avoid your dog in the house and or make sure they can establish a friendly relationship. All right, dogs fighting in the home. Most of the time when dogs are fighting in the home, they are fighting over a resource, whether that be space, whether that be humans, whether that be the door, whether that be attention, whether that food, whether that be water. I've heard it all. A lot of the people don't know when and why it happens too, but I want to explain that as well. All right. So a lot of the times, people were sitting on the couch. There's one dog. Here's another kind of indicator that you might be headed towards tension and conflict. You can't have favorites. If you and your husband, partner, son, daughter, like one dog blatantly more than the other, and then another person likes another dog blatantly more than the other, that can cause tension between the dogs. Favoritism can cause conflict between the dogs. And I'm going to be talking about I call them conflict bricks. And when conflict bricks start to stack up, there is a chance that things can boil over, and then fights will seem like they happen out of nowhere. And And that is reason for it. So I'm sure you know, when you have argued or fought with someone, sometimes it is because of what has happened in the past over and over again. Like yesterday, the day before, there's something that may have irritated you, and it didn't make you boil over, but you remembered it, and then at a certain time, it does become to a point where you have to now confront that person. Well, think of it like that dogs as well. If you are walking into your house and you're feeding both dogs, and they're kind of fighting for attention and space for you, those that can be one of those that start to stack up day in and day out. There's plenty of dogs that even fight in that circumstance, because it's just a fight for something that they both really want, right? So the door, and then you coming in, or people, it doesn't matter, and you got dogs greeting you at the very excited, that can start to formulate tension. Okay. Here's another one that can formulate tension is going in and out of doors. Let's say you want to take your dog out to go pee. You open that door, and dogs are crashing through, trying to be the first one through. Or if you've got one that turns around and kind of even playfully jumps on the other dog, that can start to cause those tension. Again, another thing that can create tension with a pack. Another big one is food, and allowing dogs to be around you while you eat or cook or prepare food. It's very important that you establish rule that have to be away. But again, that is one of the things, another one of those things that can build tension until they don't tolerate. One of the dog pack doesn't tolerate it anymore and decide to take out their frustration. Okay. Another one is excessive barking. If one or both dogs are excessively barking out the window, they can be even competing about who can be the biggest barker sometimes. That can also cause tension because you have two dogs who are competing to control territory. And sometimes one dog can say, I'm going to get you because either doing too much, I don't like you doing that, and I want one to take control. Okay. You have to be conscious just of what you allow as far as unwanted controlling behavior, because all of those that I mentioned are controlling behavior. About it when you walk through the door. Yes, happy to see you, but they also want you to do something for it, which is controlling you. And you in that door, and they both go. And they're competing to go out. They're in a hurry to either control the territory, which is your yard, or if that one flips on and goes after the one coming out of the door, that control. Or if they're next to you, and not even if they're begging, but if they're just sitting next while you're eating, they're really pushing in that envelope, trying to get you to do something for them. You have to come up with a sort of diagnosis of what you're allowed and why you're allowing it, just to make sure it doesn't go where you don't want it to go. And hey, congratulations! Awesome. Happy for you, Mary Ellen, getting a new pup. That's exciting. Good. Hope I get them one day. him, her, whichever. All right. So, so yeah, that's dog fighting. Go into debt. I can about it all day long, but that's kind of like the main three big ones that I see. Okay. And usually the aggressor is one that's really out of control, and then there's usually one who's kind of just defending himself, which I feel very strongly about. Guys should step in, make sure that you're advocating for the who's getting their butt whooped and just react to a dog just wanting too much space. Hey. All right. Yeah, that's dog fighting, guys. A lot of homes that have that, and what you have to do is be able to control both dogs. I mean, sometimes there's an overly arrogant dog, and then times there's a really fearful dog too. Overly arrogant dog being way too controlling over the fearful dog, because that's just nature in general. Try to act out, balance each other, balance itself. So, but what you can do is build up the confidence of the fearful dog and sort of humble the dog who is being assertive when they don't do, or when they don't need to. So that's my job. It's two dogs. Me, I'm usually dealing with those personality, the polarity of those personalities, and I'm just trying to even them out. I have to control both parties though, and both dogs need to see that I can have a certain level of control of both dogs, so that they can trust each other again. They can establish a good relationship, and one's not getting bullied, and the other one taking too much space. Does that make sense? Those of you who are watching, please feel free to ask anything that you like. We're just talking dogs in general. So I've given you guys an update on the dogs in my kennel, but so kind of explained, talking about dog fighting in the home. So yeah, back to Sir Duke, the German Shepherd, young German Shepherd. And by the way, he is coming from our friends Mitlieb Rescue, who we worked with very well for a very long time, and I love that rescue. It's a German Shepherd rescue. So if you don't know who that is or what that is, if you're looking for a German Shepherd, please reach out to them. They're awesome. They really take good care of their dogs. All right, so back to Sir Duke. Yeah, I just feel he's just a puppy, big overgrown puppy baby, and we have to help him through his impulse control, and that starts with just in crate. You can help out a lot. Every movement, every time I get up, every time I do something, he stands up in the, and he assumes too much, and we got to work dogs through all of that assumption, because at the end of that, they become calm. They stop trying to control what's going on, and that's really good thing for a German Shepherd. If he can just relax and allow things to happen, come through the door, people walk around. There's tons of people whose dog just follows them around the time that they're there. And they're doing not knowing is giving in separation and anxiety, giving into their insecurity, and giving into their being overly territorial. So if you have a dog who follows you around the house, I can pretty much guarantee that the dog shows some sort of anxiety, and also overly territorial. And our job is to make sure that they can become comfortable in their territory, and not have to always do anything obsessive. Any behavior that is obsessive that they do every single time. Don't think that that's who they are. Sometimes it's what the environment allows, but also it's important to know that we are their teachers, and we should teach them They don't have to be obsessive about anything. It helps them. Okay. All right, you guys. Well, I'm gonna hop. Be looking for these videos. The StreamYard does a good job of chopping these videos up, and I will be posting these videos topic by topic, and so you guys can watch shorter versions of this, so you don't have to watch the whole thing. But what you guys think? Make sure you comment, share, subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Peace.